When you were little, what did you dream of becoming? A fireman? A teacher? Maybe you wanted to be an astronaut. I bet, though, you never dreamed of becoming a Kirby salesperson. Because really, when it comes to selling stuff, vacuum cleaners aren't usually the first thing you think of. It's not like vacuums are cute like puppies or sexy like sports cars. In a list of dream careers, I bet you've never seen Kirby salesperson in the top 10. Well, I'm here to change that. Kirby salespeople have been overlooked and misunderstood for far too long. It's time people knew how rewarding a career it can be, how powerful it is to run your own business, how freeing it is to set your own schedule, how enjoyable it is to make new friends every day, how satisfying it is to know you're able to make someone's home more comfortable, and how proud you'll feel knowing you sell a quality-made, useful item that people actually need. Plus, the confidence, people skills, and leadership experience you gain working as a Kirby salesperson make you pretty amazing. Quite honestly, being able to meet a perfect stranger and sell them a top-of-the-line Kirby system can make you feel like a rock star.
Pigs, little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Here's Johnny.
How's everybody doing today? It was about 20 years ago. I had taken the job as an executive chef at a waterfront restaurant. At this point in time, I'd been in the restaurant industry for quite a few years, and I was really getting burnt out on it. My days would basically start at about 7 a.m., and I wouldn't go home till well after midnight, so sleep was very minimal. Well, I was doing on this job for a while, and in about 6 months' time, I had one day off, and I really was getting burnt out. A friend of mine had come over my house one day, and she said she was answering an ad because she was in the market for a new job. She talked me into going with her. Okay, well, what's the job? She said, shampooing carpets. Really? That's something I'd never done before, so she talked me into going with her. Well, I asked her what company it was, and she looked at the ad and says, it doesn't say. And I'm thinking, why would somebody have an ad and not tell you who they were? There was a reason why. This was a very deceptive ad. No, it was nothing to do with it about shampooing carpets. It was door-to-door sales for the Kirby vacuum cleaner. And I'm like, no. I had gotten in there, and we were already inside when we found out what it was. And I'm thinking, there is no way in hell I'm going door-to-door selling vacuum cleaners. To me, door-to-door sales were always just too speculative. Well, I was going to go, and she talked me into staying. Let's just see what they have to say. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I'm looking around at the other people that had answered this ad, and I'm like, they expect these people going door to door to sell vacuum cleaners? I'm looking at them and I'm like, there's no way I'd want these people in my house. During this seminar, and that's exactly what it was, you found out not only was it about selling this vacuum cleaner, but luring new dealers to sell this vacuum cleaner. Like, really? I've come to find out just how underhanded Kirby salesmen are. The funny thing is, everything they say about this vacuum is true. I was sold on the vacuum that day. Matter of fact, I found one shortly thereafter in a pawn shop and bought it for the fraction of the cost. Because at the time, they were just under $2,000. Everything they say about the vacuum is true. Their methods of selling it are very deceitful. And I'm listening to this, and I'm absorbing this the entire day. And they'll basically, after the dealers do the demos, the salesman will come in after and engage the householders in conversation. And basically give analogies. Well, a couple of days ago, we had done a demo for this one woman, and she said, well, as long as I don't see the dirt, it doesn't matter. But I can tell by looking at your house that you don't feel that way. So they immediately lay on the guilt. Now the householder is thinking, well, if we don't buy this vacuum, he's going to think we're dirty people. There are other things they do as well. So to sell these vacuum cleaners, they basically are very underhanded. As a matter of fact, 2020 did an expose on this Kirby dealership in my hometown some years ago. They're no longer there. They did them quite a bit of damage. And again, the safety factor. Kirby does no background checks on its dealers, so you don't know who you're opening your doors to. This was something I only found out quite recently. Well, it was about 6 years later I started studying with Jehovah's Witnesses. And my Bible instructor, this is before I realized what a tool he was. He was talking to me on the phone one day. He says he was having some Kirby people come over and demonstrate the vacuum. And I'm like, dude, if you don't want the vacuum, I advise you not to let them in your house. At this point in time, I was wondering, who are pushier, Kirby salesmen or Jehovah's Witnesses? Because their sales pitch is very, very similar. Well, he's the one who said to me, well, I have all tile. I have no carpet in my house, so I have no use for a vacuum. I just want to see the demo. And I was adamant about it. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, if you let them in your house, you will buy that vacuum. And he's like, no. He was adamant, no, he wouldn't. He called me the next day. Says, hey, come on over. I want to show you what my new vacuum does. And I'm like, you bought it, didn't you? And he says, yeah. And I says, dude, I have a Kirby. I know what they can do. But no, I had to go over and see his demo anyways. He was proud of the machine. And I even said to him, dude, what's the point? You have no carpets. But he bought it all the same. But as I was saying about the background checks, Kirby dealers had no background checks. So you didn't know who you were opening your door to. There have been, in some recent years, I've looked it up, several Kirby dealers that had sexually assaulted some of their clientele, which is kind of scary. I'm sure that hurt Kirby a great deal. Jehovah's Witnesses also don't do background checks on their publishers when they send them out to the door-to-door work. And in recent years, it's obvious that they don't do the door-to-door work that they once did. And at this point in time, I don't know if Kirby does either. So why is that? Well, obviously, Jehovah's Witnesses are becoming a liability to Watchtower. Watchtower themselves know what kind of sexual deviance they have inside the organization. They've got them in their database. They have them what they call on the list. So they know. Jehovah's Witnesses are totally in the dark about it. They think they're a happy, spiritual people. Watchtower can no longer allow Jehovah's Witnesses to go door to door because they cannot trust them. Much like Kirby can't trust their dealers. I'm wondering if they do background checks today. Both are deceptive. If you let a Kirby dealer in your house, you will buy... Sorry about the light, guys. I need to put in the new ballast. You will buy the vacuum. Or you'll be lured in to start selling vacuums on your own. Jehovah's Witnesses do much the same thing. They lure people in saying, we're just here to spread the good news. Very deceitful, because what they're trying to do is bring you in, indoctrinate you, and send you out to do the door-to-door work. But being that the Jehovah's Witnesses have so many sexual deviants in the organization, They've got so many lawsuits from inside the organization that Watchtower cannot chance them going door to door anymore, because they cannot afford to have lawsuits coming from outside the organization. Obviously, Watchtower's hurting right now, and they're trying to get a tighter grip on Jehovah's Witnesses now. They obviously are dealing with many lawsuits from within the organization, but if they started having lawsuits from outside, that would pretty much sink them. Anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to say, and I will talk to you soon. You guys have a good day.